You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Don't worry, I got class. Yeah, and everything I know I learned from them, man. British soldiers, huh? Valet parking, dummy. Now look what you made me do. I lost my horse, Dover.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Welcome, everybody, to Moviesucktastic, episode 114. I'm tired, man. So you challenged me, you bastard, to the movie Roller Boogie.
Roller Boogie Nights. That should be the sequel.
Whoa. Starring Roller Girl. Makes perfect sense.
That's it.
Makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, I challenged you to Roller Boogie. Are you playing that in the background?
Yes, I am. Oh, yeah.
But what part are you at?
It's at the very beginning. It's the whole dance sequence.
I got to sync up.
The silly dance sequence.
You mean the awesome choreographed... I'd love to live in a world where like choreographed dancing just appears out of nowhere. And Jim Bray, who is a huge roller skating talent, apparently when he roller skates down the sidewalk in California, crowds of roller skaters just appear behind him and follow. Pretty
much. This is his only movie as well. He's never done anything after this.
And he shouldn't have done anything before this either.
That's true.
He shouldn't have done this. Supposedly, depending on who believe, either they picked him because they couldn't find an actor they wanted, so they picked him because he was like the stunt double. Or they purposely didn't hire or purposely fired the one actor because he was Linda Blair's ex-boyfriend.
Was he really?
Well, again, conflicting stories depending on which background you read. So it's either or. But long story short, he was supposed to be the stunt person for this, and he eventually got the role as the skater. Ironically, he still has stunts performed for him by other stunt skaters. So that's ironic.
That is kind of ironic.
Or sad.
Or
sad, either one.
Or sad.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed throughout the film is his name is Bobby James.
Bobby James, because Jeff Bray sounded too weird.
His name is Bobby James. He's not Italian at all. Yet throughout the entire film, he's wearing a necklace with the Italian horn on it. Like your standard issue Goomba Italian horn.
70s, that's what you're supposed to wear.
I don't know, man. That's just, mafioso guys wear that shit. And guys from Jersey.
I think that's just what they wore in the 70s.
It's possible.
And
I didn't see anyone else wearing it.
And during this opening sequence where we just have all these choreographed, beautiful people, scantily clad, roller skating across this California park, palm trees everywhere, we come across one of our main heroes making out on a dumpster.
Yeah. Oh, this guy here, the guy in the pink jumpsuit. Watch this part. He jumps in front of them. You could see that he jumps in front of it because of the shadow he creates on the side of the barrels.
Jumping Jack Flash?
Yeah, this idiot. They introduced both of these characters, and only this guy gets one other scene.
Jumping Jack Flash out of nowhere. Like, oh, here comes Jumping Jack Flash. Everyone knows Jumping Jack Flash. He jumps shit, and then we don't see him ever again.
And it just had to be one of those things where it's like, okay, we like this guy. He's known for this. We got to get him in the movie somehow. And that's it.
That's like starting off DC Cab with Mr. T, and then like never having him again in the film.
Right.
You got a guy in a purple jumpsuit with a flight with a what is it, aviator's flag and helmet, like jumping cans and shit. It's like, oh, here comes jumping, and you give him like a really cool name, and he's gone. That's it. No, we'll be concentrating on Bobby James for the rest of the film.
Bobby James. Oh, I like this.
What the heck? Yeah.
Like where she's taking off her top and then they pan away. Because this film's rated PG, folks.
Linda Blair's getting naughty.
Naughty. Well, this was the film that I think I read that she wanted to break the mold of this child actor. You know.
She plays the child, the attractive child of a rich guy.
Yeah, but she's very, sexually suggestive towards Bobby James. You know?
In her made-for-TV movie, when she was still like 14, she gets raped in a shower.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not breaking the mold.
But there's nothing sexy about that. They were going for sex symbol in this. They were going for sexy, sassy.
What, shower rape isn't sexy?
Maybe for some.
They made the movie, so they knew somebody was going to see it.
That's right. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting what they were going for with this. So
well, they were going for Saturday Night Fever.
Dude,
Saturday
everything down to just teach me how to roller dance. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Just 2 years earlier, you had Saturday Night Fever. This is disco themed as well. Obviously, they were trying to take advantage of Saturday Night Fever's success, and that's how this movie even got greenlit.
Right, and so they managed, and they said, okay, if we're going to tackle Saturday Night Fever, let's get Linda Blair, who's still well known for being a possessed child.
Right.
And some roller skating guy no one's ever heard of. Those are our leads. Oh, yeah. Good. And people will come flocking to this.
She had she hadn't just made, but she made The Exorcist 2 Heretic 2 years prior to this, which was abysmal bomb.
This Roller Boogie, sadly, is the high point in Linda Blair's film career. I'll say it.
You didn't like Repossessed, as Christian Wollner would say? I was gonna post that, but I was like, nah. But then he posted it, and I was like, shit, I wish I posted that.
No.
I remember watching Repossessed. I think that was like in 88, 89. Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Pretty bad, but funny in parts. I don't know. It's just one of those films I remember as a kid.
Better than this.
Oh, 10 times better than this. At least in some of the scenes in that film, there's some genuine chuckles.
And then they give her the friend with the big tits and no personality.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the date rape boyfriend.
When she is playing the flute, and he's practically jerking off in the room. He's just leaning over, and he's just like, it's just, what's going on? It's like, you got more hands than a poker game.
Yeah.
It's like the one-liners have started. Throughout this film, there's so many more women that are way hotter than Linda Blair, but they didn't have the star power.
And I want to point out, since she ends up roller skating with Jim Bray and doing all these like acrobatic things where he's lifting her up, so many lighter women. I am the last person to criticize a woman for not being rail thin or like anorexic waif model look.
Right.
But for being somebody that's going to be performing acrobatics with a skater where they're lifting her and doing shit, she's a bit on the heavy side.
I would say she's voluptuous.
Curvy. In a good way.
I got no problem with her body type at all.
She's hot. We're both in agreement she's hot.
What
I'm saying is that I don't think any roller skater guy, like professional roller skate, I don't know what the hell you call it. What do you call it when you roller skate and do like it's like ice skating, but
I just call it roller dancing.
I don't know any what.
Just call it roller
skate dancing. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think any professional roller skate dancer, that can't be the real fucking name, looks at her and says, "Ooh, I want to lift her above my head repeatedly while I'm on wheels."
Agreed.
I mean, there's the one part where like every other person he meets is like 30, 40 pounds lighter.
Yeah. Even her friend.
He could quite, he could quite easily. Well, she's got the big breasts, so the wind drag there on that kind of stuff would be hard.
But I've never had a thing for Linda Blair, but she looks damn good in this movie.
No, she's hot in this film. Yes, I'm with you too.
She's only 20.
And of course,
20 years old. That's it.
Yeah. And they waited too. She only has the big tit friend with no personality, and then the date rape boyfriend. Because I'm telling you, there's nothing funnier than sexual assault. And but then Jim Bray has this cavalcade of Three Stooges wannabes. You got the token black guy with the headphones.
Yeah.
And then he's got the Italian womanizer that was making out in the dumpster. Yeah. And then the other blonde guy whose big thing is he eats.
James Van Patten.
Is that Hoppy?
Hoppy.
Hoppy is the one that eats?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The one who drives a fruit truck, and we've never seen him sell any fruit ever. Now, again, I'm not aiming for realism. I don't think we have to watch him like restocking it and like taking inventory, but just show him sell a fucking pear, please. just give me a reason why he's driving around town in this fruit truck that does not have a swarm of flies following it. So I'm assuming it's fresh fruit.
Yeah, on a daily basis, just driving it around. Fruit doesn't last that long.
The fruity free guy, he's selling ice cream. The Fruity Freeze.
Yeah, he's
selling ice cream. The fruit guy's like, oh, I'm gonna go put my roller skating guy in a full Nelson instead. No.
Yeah. And going back to Hoppy, my favorite line in the film involves him.
Which one?
It's when they drive up to the party so they can ask her father for legal advice. And he drives up with that shitty fruit truck. And they get out, and the valet guys, the one guy says, deliveries are around back. And without missing a beat, he goes, how about I deliver you? But just the way he says it, his reaction, the timing, it's the best line in the movie, I think.
Now, I have a best line in the film, but first I think we need, for those that haven't watched this wonderful film, we need to go over the basic setup.
This is the scene, plot. By the way, for anyone that's watching live. This is the scene where the boyfriend is practically jerking off. Here it is. Here it is. Here it's covered up. He's like,
well,
look at
it's because she's showing like all.
Look at those legs. She keeps adjusting her pants or her skirt too.
Well, it's like sitting wide open.
The boyfriend's just like,
oh, he's fighting the bulge. That's why his legs are crossed.
He's tenting.
And then while he's holding mom's hand, you can't tent while you hold mom's hand. That's just wrong on several levels. But the basic plot of the film is that Linda Blair is this rich girl who likes to roller skate. A very rich family. Father's a lawyer. Pseudo boyfriend's a pervert, and she falls in with the bad crowd of urban roller skaters, and they band together to save the roller rink that is threatened by this evil land developer that wants to turn it into a mall. So he forces them to sell it. And then it becomes a race against time because then they
and that storyline comes out of nowhere.
Well, that storyline comes out of like the Three Stooges, or like the plot device of eavesdropping on a crime in progress and accidentally recording it, and then it's a race to get the recording to the authorities at the end. That's like right out of old Abbott Costello films.
Well, yeah. Yeah, no, that's true.
It's right. So it's yeah. I mean, and again, we're not seeking originality here. It's supposed to be a romantic comedy about roller skating or roller disco, whatever.
Right.
But that's the main complication. So there's really nothing going on besides she falls for the roller skate guy. Then they break up. Then they get together. They break up. They get together. Oh, we have to save the roller rink. Then we win the roller rink contest at the end. Oh, what?
You just summed up the whole film.
That she's practicing for. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Just summed up the whole movie.
Well, as I said on our Facebook and on our Tumblr, I posted the YouTube videos that had the opening skating sequence and the ending skating sequence.
Yeah.
If you just watch those two, you've technically watched the film.
Yeah.
The middle parts aren't really that important.
No, they're bad too. It just drags on. It's a slow moving film. It's an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, who's the actor that plays the pervert boyfriend?
Oh,
I forget which one.
The hell's his name?
Roger Perry plays.
Is it Mark Goddard? I think it's Mark Goddard. Let me just verify that.
No, I don't think it's Mark.
No, it's not Mark.
No. I think isn't Mark Goddard the bad guy?
He is the bad guy.
Yeah.
I hate it when these actors don't have pictures next to their names, and it just means that they're in their 50s or 60s, and they're like, computers. What was the boyfriend's name?
I don't know. I kind of glazed over. I think it's Michael. Franklin? No.
No.
My favorite character is Sergeant Danner, played by Patrick White.
Listen, that outfit, he has no business wearing that outfit.
Yes, he does. It's the best outfit in the world. Every delinquent movie should have a beat cop wearing blue shorts and a skin tight white T-shirt that says police on his over his left tit. I think it's perfect.
It's just so bad. It's so fucking bad.
And he's got the mustache too.
I think it's Franklin.
The only thing that would make it better is if it was the mustache man as the cop.
Jeez.
Now, my favorite lines, besides the poker game one, when the girlfriend pulls up, after this scene here that we have playing in the background, when she first meets Hoppy,
right?
And Hoppy says, and I quote, "Hey there, Twin Peaks, ready for some mountain climbing?"
How's the valley looking?
And just in case you don't get the subtlety of that phrase, they make sure they have a nice close-up shot of her cleavage just after he says that.
Yep.
Just in case you were confused. There's only one black person in this film with a speaking role.
Yeah, and that's the friend.
Yeah. That's why Jumpin' Jack Flash wasn't Jumpin' Jack Flash black?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, see? All the other blacks didn't get speaking roles in this. Yeah, 70s equality my ass. It's a disco movie and they're all white. Come on. That's not fair.
They really did attempt. And you know what? The main plot of the film, one part is the roller skating dance off, roller boogie. The other one is
roller. No, wait. Now, hold on. I got to stop you there because just be fair, the rollers boogie dance off is almost like the bowling tournament in The Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
they talk so much about it, and then if they didn't show the roller thing at the end, you wouldn't be surprised. That's how unimportant it is to the film as a whole.
Right.
So you can call it a subplot, but I really think of it more as just something they mention occasionally and show once.
Yeah.
The fruit truck has more bearing on this film than the actual roller derby boogie festival contest dance thing at the end.
Roller boogie. But the subplot of Jammer being forced out of his business so they can build whatever, like you said, a mall.
Mall, yeah. That's all this country needs is another mall.
But they were going to offer him a substantial amount of money. They were going to buy him out. It was all legal. Sure, they were being forceful about it. But
they threatened to burn the place down.
With kids in it, I know. But as far as all the paperwork goes, it was all legit. But where I'm going with it is, it's a roller skating disco. Disco was dead in a year after this. Maybe a year. Where I'm going with it is, it would have benefited him if he had just sold the place and ran with it, because his business was going to be out of business in a couple of years anyway.
But where would all the kids have gone?
Hindsight's 20/20. I'll tell you. When this film was made, it was like disco is going to live forever. Roller skating is the best. Shit
Disco's
like that.
Forever, man.
Disco's forever, man. But in the realization of it all, selling would have been the smartest move he ever did. But
I like the part where they're talking about him closing it too, and one person says, "But the contest, we've all been practicing for months for that." Okay. That ramps up the tension there, doesn't it?
Sure does.
now the scene you talked about with the why don't I drive you?
Oh yeah, why don't I deliver you?
Why don't I deliver you? That's where the delinquents go dressed in funny costumes to the rich person's ball and or rich person's party out of and looking out of place, so they can ask her father, the attorney, to help them. And then of course, come to find out, her father, the attorney, is the attorney for the guys that are threatening to burn the rink down.
Right. So
my favorite line is also from that scene, though, when they're all around the buffet, and who's the sexy one on the dumpster again? Was that Gordo?
Yes.
When Hoppy, where do these names come from? Nobody was called Hoppy or Gordo in the 70s. I refuse to believe that.
Everyone had some sort of a nickname, but those are shitty nicknames.
I refuse to believe that. Oh my God, fucking Jim Bray's pants are tighter than Linda Blair's.
Yeah, they are.
My God. Her ass, I'm trying to see. His ass, I've got a clear picture of. I just, okay, no, that's what it looks like. Yeah, no, I know. I no surprises here. But my favorite line is when they're at the buffet and Hoppy knocks Gordo, and Gordo says, "Look what you made me do. You made me drop my hors d'oeuvres."
Hors d'oeuvres.
And that's been in my head as a child. During my childhood, I watched this on cable, and I've always called them hors d'oeuvres because of that.
Because of this film?
Yeah, that's always been stuck in my head. I always remembered that line, hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. I've always called them hors d'oeuvres, but I never saw this one. I remember Linda Blair in tight shorts, like low-cut tight shorts. I remember that. Other than that, I don't remember this movie at all.
Even the tights she's wearing in this scene, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely going for like sexy leading model.
She's possessed by the devil.
Oh, probably too much. I think she's trying to get too sexy in this.
Well, I think that's what they were going for. They were trying to push her into sex symbol status. She's 20 years old. She's not a kid anymore. She wants to move away from, all the stuff that she was doing as a child actor. And in her history, when you go read about her on Wikipedia and whatnot, she went for the role in The Blue Lagoon, and she didn't get it. Went to Brooke Shields. So they were definitely going. This was the stepping stone to try and push her into that sex symbol status, and this was pretty much it. She just fell on her face from this film on. I think she was trying to go for all of those roles, and they were just going to other actresses until she kind of just went into obscurity. Her
manager should be just beaten with a wet phone book for thinking that this was going to be good for her career. Her agent, whoever. I mean, because first of all, in trying to make her a leading person, they're going way too much with sexy stuff. I mean, the tights and the shorts and the dressing scene, it's way too over the top as far as like, oh, see, she's hot, see. It's almost like she's trying to escape that little girl persona.
Right.
And matching her up with, there's those tight pants. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. That's what I wanted to see. And matching her with a leading actor who can't act, who isn't an actor, and who just goofily trips through the film trying to act natural and not even succeeding in acting natural, is a great disservice to her because she has nothing to act with. She has nothing to act against.
Right.
The scene where she slaps him.
Yeah.
And let's gloss over the fact that the script is horrible too. The whole film feels thrown together, like they took two screenwriters and said, "Listen, we need to do Saturday Night Fever, but with roller skates. Give me a script in 2 days." Beyond that, when in the scene when they're on the beach and she slaps him, you can see him tensing up for the slap a good 5 seconds before.
Yeah, you could see it in his body structure. Body language. I mean, his face structure. It's just all like, wait. It's like, hey, it's coming. So
tensed up. Yeah, this guy. The only scenes where he seems almost natural in is where he's trying to get in her pants, and even then, I don't buy it.
Right.
in the least. So it's a real disservice to her. I mean, and also, as a child actress, she didn't do much.
No,
I would say
no, not really.
And it almost feels like she's not as experienced as her reputation is. I've seen far better performances from actresses her age and younger who were like, I mean, and who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she was like dedicated to the acting craft. It just feels like that time period where she just got thrust into films. Like, okay, I'm an actress now.
Yeah.
And okay, now I pretend on screen. And obviously, so much more than that.
What was the first movie we all got to see Linda Blair's boobs in? Was it Chained Heat?
I think it's Chained Heat.
But by that point, it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, and she wasn't the stuff before The Exorcist.
What was she? 20, she was like 24 when she did that.
Chained Heat?
Chained Heat. 83, so she was born in 69. Yeah, she was 24.
Yeah.
She was in Savage Streets, too. That's right.
Mm-hmm. I have the poster for that. I was going to post that up, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to confuse anybody.
Yeah. Born Innocent. God, she did that the year after The Exorcist. How do you go from The Exorcist to that?
Bad Agent.
Yeah, there were a lot of actresses in the 70s that thrived on like Oscar-nominated roles and whatnot. And she was getting, after The Exorcist, she should have been getting primo stuff. And she did, from 1974 to 1978, she did 5 TV movies. Mm-hmm. She only did 2 real films. And that was Airport 1975 and the horrific Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Which I've never seen, by the way. I've only seen clips of it.
I've seen the one part where they put electrodes on her head. That's it.
That's that's the only scene I've seen as well. You know why? I think that's the scene that they put in compilations everywhere.
Yeah, that's the scene they show to say, "Oh, you remember this film?"
Right, exactly. And it's like, look, she's kind of halfway hot in this scene too. She's wearing like some sort of like a hippie headband or something. I think
they did that back then.
Yeah, I think. I don't know, I might be thinking of something else.
Yeah, but my other favorite line too is when they're talking about what to do for Jammer after they overhear him being threatened by the thugs, and the one guy, I think it's Jim Bray. He says, "No one's going to arrest a guy with a $600 suit on."
Yeah, and if they do, they're not going to do anything about it. Like, really? Oh, this is the picture that you posted.
The Muscle Beach picture?
The beach, Muscle Beach.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's way... I don't know. Again, the film just really tries to get... I think Xanadu had more believable outdoor sequences.
I know. It's just...
Oh, and that guy's like wearing nothing in the background. Oh, just flesh-colored shorts. Oh, that's so unfortunate. And they're loose too, so things are dangling. No,
they're loose.
No, and he's doing the push-up. No, don't do that. Oh, at least he's got the full beard going. That's yeah. And then they got Jim Bray, who's like the least built out of all these people.
Oh yeah, my time is my own, man.
Yeah. Now apparently the guy was a very popular athlete. In the roller skating circuit, I read one thing where it said that when he did this film, he gave up his amateur status to make the movie. I guess thinking it was his big break. And I read an interview. I think it was a Canadian paper. I forget. He did a bunch of Team Beat magazines and stuff after this. And I read an interview where he said, "Yeah, I'm working on a TV show," and there's no record of that TV show ever happening. So I'm guessing that fell through.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I think this was like his oh, this is gonna catapult me into the limelight. When he gave up his amateur status to do this film, he had something like 275 trophies for roller skating.
Jesus Christ.
And it scares the living shit out of me that there were 275 trophies to be had at least for roller skating.
There's a trophy for fucking everything back then.
I mean, now, and I don't follow sports, so please, point out my ignorance here. At some point in the film, I think during the Muscle Beach part scene, they call him Mr. Olympics because his goal is to become an Olympic roller skater. Is roller skating an Olympic event?
I didn't think it was.
Or was it?
You know what? If it was, it isn't anymore. And if they put it in the film because they were maybe petitioning to get it an Olympic sport, it failed. But it's not an Olympic sport now, nor do I ever think it was. I mean, I guess we can look it up real quick.
I'm looking it up as we talk. No, it was going to be considered with other roller sports, but the Olympics Committee chose not to include it in the Olympics. Smart move.
Does it give a year?
Smart. No, it does not give a year. So, but it asks about roller skating and not rollerblading. I think they're still trying because there are some things here about rollerblading committees trying to get it. Yeah, they're still proposing. Like,
I'm dying. That is whatever my children have given me.
Don't you have a mute button, sir? Holy shit!
I do.
I thought my computer was going to explode. Or something.
I couldn't get it to it in time.
So no, roller skating was not an Olympic sport. Then I guess at that point it was so popular that it was kind of like a given. Oh, it'll be an Olympic sport. So maybe that kind of crushed his dreams too. I feel kind of sad for Jim. I keep want to call him Jim Brandy.
Jim Brandy. What? Jim Brandy.
It's just a stupid fucking name, Jim Bray. What's Bray? Jim Bray. Stupid name. He should have changed his name into like Rock Sampson or something.
Rock Sampson.
But anything like something manly. The manliest thing about him. But I feel kind of bad for him now because all of a sudden he's doing Teen Beat magazine reviews, interviews. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be in the Olympics soon because skating's becoming an event, and I got a TV show coming up. And then all he has now is like this one IMDb page, and that's it. It's the one IMDb. I have more IMDb entries than this guy.
Did you find?
I've never.
Yeah.
What?
Did you find out what the budget was for this at all? Because I can't find it anywhere.
I didn't even look.
I know that it made $13 million at the box office, which for 1979,
I read that it. Yeah, I read that it
good.
didn't bomb. Yeah, I read that it didn't bomb, but it didn't do anywhere as good as they had hoped it to do with the whole
database has been updated.
Saturday Night Fever tie-in. They did not do that well.
Oh, okay. I'm dying here. Is she topless? Oh no, she's not topless.
No. She should be.
She should be.
Like that. So, do you really want to have sex here?
Sure. I like Santa
What?
McCrack.
I can't believe you said that.
Both
I can't
of them.
believe I said that. Oh, I can't believe you're speaking like that.
You dirty slut. And in much in the 70s fashion, the soundtrack, their main thing was to sell the soundtrack with this film as well.
Oh, sure.
Like, you've seen the movie, now own the soundtrack. I mean, they had everything from, Earth, Wind, and Fire to Supertramp. I mean, just they had all of these, songs by all these famous artists, and they were selling that soundtrack through the whole film. There wasn't 5 minutes that went by without hearing a song of some kind. That was just, what they did. But no, it's pretty bad. I mean, what else can you say?
Most of the films we watch are bad.
That's the whole point.
I'm kind of blanking out on the whole chase sequence here. Yeah, all this fucker does is like eat his own fruit and juggle it. I haven't seen him sell one kumquat. Nothing. He doesn't sell a goddamn thing. He doesn't even have like a money belt.
A money belt? No, you're right.
Something.
It's got nothing.
Jumpin' Jack Flash. I don't see Jumpin' Jack Flash in the credits. Am I missing him? Is Jumpin' Jack Flash uncredited?
Is it? Now, it says featured skater. I bet they just use his real name. That's what I'm betting.
Oh. I don't see a Jumpin' Jack Flash in here.
Maybe the credits of this film might show Jumping Jack Flash and then his real name, and IMDb is just putting his real name next to featured skater.
Well, but they usually show the credits as they appeared, though. And that's weird.
Let's see.
And I'm assuming his name's Jumpin' Jack Flash
that stick out as someone that might be wearing a pink suit and is black.
Oh, you know what? I feel even worse for Jim Bray now, too, because also, at the end of the film, she leaves him.
That's right, she does. She leaves him to go to Juilliard.
She takes her fancy car and drives away and leaves him with his skate trophy.
His dreams.
The last one that most likely the last one that Jim Bray ever got. Since he gave up his amateur status to be in this film, and then his whole roller skating world crumbled around him.
And you know what's interesting about her leaving him at the end? I mean, that's what people did.
Sad.
And up until the digital age, where you could talk to someone through Skype and through, having a cell phone and literally get in touch with them immediately at any second of the day, whether it's through texting or any of the other things I mentioned. Back then, if she goes to Juilliard, they're either talking on the phone or someone's driving out to somewhere to see each other. And that's it. Relationships today, people's interaction today is so different than it's ever been. People don't talk on the phone. People don't talk on the phone anymore. They text each other. If they don't have to talk on the phone with you, they don't.
You can't get away from people now.
Pretty much. So the end of this film now would just be, see you in a month, see you in 2 months, and Skyping every other night, video Skyping it's so different. The end of this film, then you're watching in 1979 back then, and I'm sure someone genuinely got choked up. It's just not like that anymore. Those days are way gone. Way gone. When I met my wife and she went to Italy for 2 weeks, there was no communication. And that's just like 12 or 13 years ago. Not that long.
Speaking of communication, I don't know if we're on that part yet. It's probably coming soon, where she goes and she calls the payphone near his house.
Oh God, yeah.
Or near his apartment, and has the guy get him. And then so he already knows she has a car phone, which is rare back then, I guess.
Right.
And so he already knows she has one. So the guy at the payphone calls him down from his window, says, "Hey, there's a lady on here who wants to talk to you," and it's her. And he's like, "How did you know I was here?" Says, "The nice shirt you're wearing." Says, "This is weird. This is weird. How do you know what color my shirt?" I'm just, it's like he's not getting it. It's like, can you read my mind? Oh my God. I mean, are you physic? I don't understand. This is weird. What's going on? It's like, I'm over here. How are you over there now? Did you teleport? Wow. This guy's an idiot. Run. Go to Juilliard. Get a nice smart guy that's not a little bit less date rapey than the guy your mother's trying to hook you up with.
That's
and
right.
just a little bit, just enough. And flee this roller skating goon as fast as possible. and you're right too. It's even sadder because you can just assume that after disco died, the roller skating disco dries up after 2 years. Jammer just boards the place up or burns it down himself for the insurance money, and then there's poor Bobby James, or Bobby James just standing there with his trophy. Olympic roller skating dreams.
What happened, man?
Crushed.
Everything used to be so good.
Both the character and Jim Bray must have just led just horrible lives after this.
Yeah.
This is a sad movie.
Yeah, all around, pretty bad, pretty sad.
Oh, and the screenwriter.
Oh, Barry Schneider.
Barry Schneider, take this job and shove it. Harper Valley PTA. Oh, he wrote Deadly Force.
He did write Deadly Force.
Yeah. Didn't I just get a copy of this? Deadly Force with Wings Hauser? What am I thinking of?
No,
I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah.
That was the martial arts guy I'm thinking of.
Right.
What was that one? Right. Wings Hauser.
Wings Hauser. This is the scene, by the way, where she's on the car phone. He's like, "Who is this?
How are you doing that?"
See, I have money, and I have an antenna in my car where I can make phone calls. You wouldn't know anything about that. You poor bastard. And this guy, he's in the window, Like, you'll be right here. And everyone roller skates in this movie. Obviously, that's what they're pushing. But
Right.
barely anyone is walking on their own 2 feet. They're roller skating everywhere.
As they should.
I could just see there's a scene in the film where it pans to a podiatrist's office where he's like, I'm getting 20, 30 athlete's foot cases a week. I don't know what the hell's going on. The crazy part is they're all in the 15 to 25-year-old range. It's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to, business is booming. It's great, but it's crazy.
Oh, and they squeeze that little scene of Jammer, the owner of the roller rink, since he's an older guy.
Yeah.
They have him like sticking cotton in his ears. Oh, I can't stand this music you kids listen to these days.
No, right. Or how about the father? How about one of the best quotes from the father, where he's like, "It's that skating, isn't it? It's that insane disco music thing."
What do you want to be when you grow up?
That's right. I want to rock.
I love the scene where I mean, she already runs away from home because she doesn't think her parents are listening to her. So she goes back and tells the father that this guy that the father's working for is a scumbag, is a criminal. Not only does the father, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I lost the hearing on my headphones again. I hate when that happens. Not only does the father not believe her,
your audio is coming in. It's weird. It's actually coming in clearer.
Really?
Well, now it's back to normal, but it was almost heightened. It was very weird.
I do it with my mind. Anyway, so not only does he not believe her and take his client's word over her, like he demands she apologize to him and lets the guy demean his daughter in front of her, and then when she says, like, she tells him she's not gonna, and he's a dirtbag, she slaps her. But then, I mean, there's no going back after that, is there? I mean, honestly.
No.
At that point, it's like, fuck you, Dad, I'm burning the house down with you in it.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to go get knocked up by the roller skate guy. How about that?
Yeah.
It's at least the mother, when she comes back, is like, are you pregnant?
Yeah, right.
They've been gone a days. How long does it take?
How long does it take these days? It's like, wow. Money has really skewed your knowledge of just scientific fact now, hasn't it? You've obviously been pregnant. You've had a child.
It isn't funny how back in the 70s and 80s, part of the 80s, but it's definitely the 70s, you always had that class struggle of the lower class, upper class, and the upper class were always like the ignorant, arrogant, if not bad guys, just the out of touch people that have lost touch with. I get the part where the father says, "My daughter has this weird idea that she needs to save the unwashed masses."
Yeah, right.
It's like, wow, okay.
What a
Why don't you just call them dirt?
Yeah.
It's like you can't get any more classist than that. And now the films these days, it's the people that live in the fucking houses and are the clients, that are the attorneys for rich client, the rich people, the upper, this top 10%, 2%, whatever. They're the people we watch now. They're the ones we want to watch have things in films.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if they're not that rich, it's still the upper middle class that we tend to gravitate towards. I mean, and if you like Home Alone, I'm just going back like the 90s. Home Alone, City Slickers. These are all well-to-do people that have time to like take 18 kids on a vacation, or go on a dude ranch for a month. These are wealthy people. We don't. And back then it was okay. Our heroes are the kids that can't afford to eat. But they're still spending the money on roller skates. These are our heroes. Now it's the kids like, oh, I got to talk my parents and let me borrow the Beamer tonight. And they this comedy's great. It's just weird where the and I'm not trying to get into a political thing here, but as the upper class has actually gotten, as the disparity between the rich and the poor has gotten greater in this country, most of our entertainment is focusing on the more well-to-do people as the common man, as opposed to the people that are lower.
Right.
And maybe it's just, and I think like the Reagan America really just kind of wiped that out with the whole yuppie worship thing, and that was a whole new generation there where we started worshiping the rich. But so it's kind of weird watching these films back then where I mean, we still have rich people as evil. Don't get me wrong, but when you watch a film like this, it's like so blatantly. It's like horribly blatant. You know, hey, my daughter in the unwashed masses. You apologize to the guy. I'm
right.
I'm building malls too, because I'm sure this guy's not crooked, even though he just like oozes.
And he didn't change. He didn't change sides until he heard the tape, and only the part of the tape where he said that he would burn the building down. And you never know, there might be some kids in it.
Didn't change the mind. Didn't change the mind when his client's goons were attacking teenagers at his party.
Right.
Literally attacking teenagers at his party. Nothing seems to be fishy here. Obviously, they were just upset that these kids were crashing my party. It's so ham-fisted, but that was all it took back then. It was just, okay, they're rich. Yeah, obviously we don't like them.
Yep.
So that's interesting. I don't know.
It is interesting.
I just want to see more of the dumpster. At what point do you make out on a dumpster? I can answer that question, but you know what? It isn't in broad daylight.
Yeah, no.
On a beach. That's not where that occurs. It occurs.
You got low tide. You got the combination of low tide and a dumpster. Who's not vomiting on each other at that point? Seriously. Jesus Christ.
I want to see the 15-minute scene where he talked her into getting on the dumpster. No, baby, come on, trust me. He's much more comfortable than it looks. Trust me, I've been up here a lot.
This is my dumpster, baby. Be my dumpster, baby.
Look, it's springy. Springy.
Springy. Yeah, I'm gonna treat you like a dumpster.
I'm gonna knock you up in it, and then later on, we'll dump the baby in the same dumpster.
I'm gonna dump in your dumpster.
That's the circle. That's the circle of life. See, you win. That's better. That was better. Your anal sex joke beats my dead baby joke.
There you go.
Hands down. I cannot compete with that.
Every time.
Every time. Anal sex jokes beat dead baby jokes every time.
There you go.
Just ask Rex Santorum.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. So
not much else to say about Roller Boogie. What's the best performance in the film? I think it's
the best performance in the movie.
Best performance in the movie. I'm going with Sergeant Danner.
I was going to go the same thing. The cop. He's not even a cop. He's what the hell is he? He's like Boardwalk Patrol.
Yeah, something like that. Beach Patrol.
Beach Patrol.
When they play the tape at the end that has the hood threatening Jammer to burn the place down, any other actor would have had the character looking up and listening. Instead, he glances down to the right, and he has this almost sad, wistful expression on his face, I can see poetry going through his mind as he thinks about the complications of man and why is it always come down to this kind of conflagration when really all we need is just just to embrace one another arm in arm. Oh, the tape's done. Let me get this guy. I can't even fucking talk. I apologize for that. I just started babbling incessantly.
You think he's a much more complicated character than given what's on the screen?
When he's taking a knee with the kids, he goes, all the paperwork's good. There's nothing I can do.
It's legit.
I bought that performance. I was like, this guy cares about the kids. He's there for the kids.
And not for nothing, but
I guarantee you that Patrick Wright had a background for that character.
Maybe.
When he just in those two scenes, when he tells the kids that there's nothing he could do and he wish he could help them, and when he's just has that philosophical gaze in his eyes while he listens to this confessional tape, you know that Patrick Wright, he knew where Sergeant Danner went to training. He knew why Sergeant Danner became a cop in the first place. Right. He knew why Sergeant Danner, quit Vice and took the patrol on the beach because he cares about the kids, man.
In that place, it was sold. It was sold. If the goon had just let them have that roller boogie contest, it was sold.
Yeah, right.
But he's like, no, I want the tape. Like, what the fuck? The tape doesn't matter. I'm letting you have the place if we just have the contest tonight. And the guy has to be persistent. Give me the tape. Give me the tape. And then it fucking exploded all over his face.
And the whole end has that weird kind of surreal teen movie ending where nothing really makes sense because they pull the guns on the kids, and then the what's his name, complete control Conway smashes into the guys, and they disarm them. So then the cop and the lawyer and the lawyer's wife show up out of nowhere, I guess,
right,
to defend the guy, and everybody's saying, oh no, honestly, we have a tape here that proves that he was strong-arming him into selling the place. No one's mentioning the whole thing of, no, they have guns and they were going to shoot us.
Right.
Can we nail them on the having guns and threatening to shoot us part, because that's got to be illegal too.
Yeah. Do you have permits for these guns?
And then the father, again, he's in the tracksuit, so he's a rich asshole. But he's like, I have to protest against this kangaroo court. It's not a kangaroo court. It's not a court. It's a fucking roller rink, and they're just talking. There's nothing legal here. Why are you going to legal precedents? It's like, dude, why don't you just pull the guns out again? You guys can talk about it and get everybody out.
Because he's a lawyer and he's throwing his weight around, and he's got to, just what he's doing in the scene.
But everybody's even. I think in that situation, I think Sergeant Danner was biding his time.
Probably, yeah.
It's like, this fool doesn't realize this isn't a court at all, but I'm going to let him talk. And when he's done, I'm going to bring order to this because I care about the kids.
It's all about the kids.
And you remember, Sergeant Danner, he cares about the kids.
I'm not buying this scene either here, where she falls and then 400 people fall behind her. It's like, really? I'm not buying it. Same thing with the pool scene. One person falls in, then next thing you know, the entire fucking party is in the fucking water.
That's comedy, sir.
It's not.
Comedy.
No, I wasn't laughing.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Not me neither.
It just, okay, how many more people need to fall in? And I think I went back and forth with you on AIM today. It's like, it's a pool, not the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. You're in a pool. What's the problem?
I wish I had the foresight when I challenged you to this film to make it a double feature and make you watch this with Skate Town USA with Patrick Swayze.
I saw that people kept, when in doing the homework for this, Skate Town USA kept coming up. And I was like, I can't challenge you to Skate Town USA. I'm just fucking roller skated out. I can't do it.
Which is why I wish I'd done a double feature, because I know for a fact you're not going to challenge me that.
No. Fuck no.
All right. Well, let's wrap up here with our Roller Boogie review, and let's rate it on IMDb.
Now
give the official Moviesucktastic rating.
Currently at 3.6.
Correct.
And I would say 3, maybe even a 2.
All right,
just for the disco, the hair, and
you're knocking off for that. You're giving negatives, right?
Yes.
All right, let's give 1 star for Sergeant Danner.
Okay.
Let's give 1 star for Linda Blair being hot.
Okay.
Because she is in the film.
That's sure.
That's a given. And let's give
I'd Roller
1
Boogie
star for Horse Duvers.
Horse Duvers.
Yes. Do we want to give any more stars for this? Is 3 stars? Is it really that bad? 3 stars? I know I was just making fun of the script and everything. It is poorly written. And again,
it can't go above 3. Because then it's 4. Then it's too close to 5, which makes it average, and it
doesn't deserve 4 average. Because your lead actor can't act. Your lead actor's not an actor. Not unacceptable.
3 is fine. I'm good with 3.
Yeah. You know, if there was more like Jim Cottability in the film,
right,
where it was like so absurd that it was fun. It's not so absurd it's fun. It's just kind of, it's slightly nostalgic, but not in a good way.
Right.
It's not. That's the '70s. It was shit. Yeah, we that's what we were like back then. Okay. Wow. 3 stars?
3 stars.
3 stars it is. Roller Boogie.
All right. So I think we're done.
Good?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and end the show.
Doing, doing, doing.
Doing, doing, doing.
I'm gonna, for the show, I'm gonna do a clip montage of all the doing, doing, doings.
Oh, there's a smell of skunk wafting in right now.
Okay, has nothing to do with what I just said.
Holy mother of fucking Christ. Did a fucking skunk just get killed in front of my house? This is fucking bad. I'm sorry. I apologize for even bringing it up, but it's so strong that I God, it's making me fucking sick. Anyway, thank you for joining us again for episode 114 of Moviesucktastic. Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Download all of our episodes there. You can go to iTunes.com and do the same thing. Please leave a review if you go there. You can go to our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. You can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. And you can email us at themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. And, as Scott was saying before, we have a Tumblr, which is Moviesucktastic.tumblr.com.
Correct.
Ah, very nice. So that's not going to replace our website very much like it's going to do our Stranger site, but we got a lot of good stuff there as well, so definitely visit it. All right, everybody. I think that's it for me. What do you got, Scott? Anything?
Doing, doing, doing.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that.
Doing, doing, doing.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah.